I've had the pleasure of being able to work with Luke for the past few months, and we specifically decided to work together because I wanted to learn how to nasal breathe and how to change my breathing patterns, both while at rest as well as during exercise. And in addition to that, my wife has also told me that I've been snoring for the better part of the last decade and that she can't sleep. So when I started working with Luke, I kind of presented all of these issues to him, and he said, "Yep, let's see what we can do. I think I'm very positive that we can make some positive change." So in a very short period of time, I'm talking within a couple of weeks, I followed Luke's methodology. He's very, very good at teaching. He's very systematic in his approach. He knows exactly how to provide you with one exercise and then build upon that exercise and give you exercises to work on a weekly basis so that you don't feel overwhelmed. And it's been very helpful because he taught me a couple of things. Number one, he taught me how to tape my mouth at night. And that was a really big game changer for me because, I've bought all these silly snoring devices and your pillow does something and you put another thing in your mouth and whatnot. And none of those things seem to do anything. All I had to do was go to CVS, buy a $3 piece of tape, stick it on my mouth at night. And within a couple of days, snoring gone for the first time in a decade. I'm not even joking. And my wife was like, "You don't snore anymore." And I was like, "Well, hopefully this isn't a fluke." And then it continued and it continued and it continued. And as far as I'm concerned, when my mouth is taped, I don't snore anymore. And it's literally saving my marriage, which is awesome. So that's number one. Number two, he's taught me some really powerful breathing patterns that I can employ, that I can practice while I'm sitting at my computer just doing my thing. But then in addition to that, I'll take those breathing patterns and I'll take them into exercise. Now, I'm a CrossFitter just like Luke, and I love exercise. And when I'm exercising, I am in full focus mode. And by nasal breathing, he's taught me how to increase my carbohydrate tolerance. And I'm going to be the first person to tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. In fact, it's pretty uncomfortable to begin with. But he's helped me recognize not only that nasal breathing is something that I'm going to benefit from, it's going to make me a stronger athlete. It's going to make me a better breather. It's going to increase my endurance. It's going to increase my strength, and it's going to take time, and that's fine. But what I've learned is that there's an entire physiology about just breathing through this instead of breathing through this. And once I started to learn the science, which he educated me about over the course of time, it really became obvious that breathing through my nose and stopping breathing through my mouth has made a number of changes in the way that I move my body. And I'll be the first person to tell you, I'm not a master of this by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm making incremental progress right now. And I'm starting to recognize that breathing through my nose is much more automatic than it ever has been. And as a result of that, it's finally starting to feel good after a couple of months. And I'm going to continue doing this process because I can already feel that it's fundamentally changing the way that I operate when I exercise. And as a result of that, I predict over the course of the next, 3, 4, 5 months or so, that I'm going to be at an advantage versus all the people that I'm competing against. And that's going to be, another superpower that I can add to my to my resume. So overall, if you're thinking about working with Luke and doing any kind of breath work, highly recommend it. He's a phenomenal teacher. He's very empathetic. He knows exactly how to guide you through a process. And I think you won't be disappointed at all. I'm loving it. And again, it's not the easiest work in the world, but, a little bit of hard work puts in a lot of benefits. And I highly recommend it. So hopefully this is helpful. And I wouldn't hesitate to get started.